lots to see and do at Universal Orlando, there are must-do experiences that you won't want to miss while visiting the parks. As a Universal Annual Pass holder, I've had the pleasure of visiting Universal multiple times, and I want to share with you 5 things you must do when visiting Universal Orlando. So let's get into these things. The first thing you must do when visiting Universal is probably a given since it's what the parks are really well known for, and that is to visit the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Whether you're a Harry Potter fan or not, these are 2 areas in the Universal parks that you will not want to miss on your visit. When going to Universal Studios, there is Diagon Alley, and when going to Islands of Adventure, there is Hogsmeade. Now, both of these Harry Potter lands are extremely detailed in each of the Universal parks. There are some hidden details that you would definitely want to check out. They are very well decorated. There are some different treats that you can try, some restaurants that you can eat at, and even some rides that you will want to take advantage of. As far as Harry Potter rides go, you definitely will want to check out the Gringotts Bank ride in Diagon Alley and Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure in Hogsmeade. Those are probably 2 of the better Harry Potter rides that are at Universal. Of course, others that you can take advantage of, but those are ones that you won't want to miss. As far as Harry Potter treats go, another thing you'll want to make sure you try is butterbeer. I was skeptical on this at first, but I have absolutely loved getting the frozen butterbeer when going to Universal. It is a very refreshing treat whenever you go to the parks. It is essentially a butterscotch slushie, but they also have a regular temperature butterbeer and a hot butterbeer that you can try. The second thing you'll want to do at Universal is to utilize the single rider lines for rides. Depending on the time that you're going to Universal, lines can be very long for popular attractions, but the nice thing that I really appreciate about Universal Orlando is that they have a ton of single rider lines for their attractions. If you aren't familiar with what single rider lines are, essentially it's a separate line for Universal attractions where if there is a seat open on the ride from the original standby line, they will fill it with a single rider. This is a great thing to use when you're at the park because sometimes there is nobody in the single rider lines, or it's a very quick way to get you and the rest of your party through on and off the ride, so that way you don't have to worry about standing in the long standby line. Now definitely remember that if you choose to do the single rider line and you are with a large party or a couple of other people, you will be split up from your party. You might not have the chance to ride all together, so just know that going into it, you might have to ride by yourself with some other park guests, but it is a great way to get on and off rides and to save time whenever you are in the parks. Third thing you must do is explore CityWalk. The thing I love about the layout of Universal Orlando is there is CityWalk in the center of the park, and then Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure are both connected by CityWalk. So it's very close to access both of the Universal parks. If you have a park hopper pass, you can park hop to and from both of the parks very, very easily. But in between that is CityWalk, which has a ton of awesome stores and restaurants and places that you can visit when you are at Universal Orlando. Whether it's in the morning or in the evening or just mid-park day, I recommend going and checking out some of these shops. If you need a bite to eat, maybe get a reservation for one of the restaurants that are in CityWalk. If you're familiar with Disney World, essentially it is Universal's version of Disney Springs, so it's just another little free thing that you can do whenever you are at Universal Orlando. If you want a day off from the parks, you can go and definitely check it out, or midday during your park visit to Universal. But other than that, I highly recommend checking out CityWalk. And speaking of restaurants, the fourth thing I recommend is checking out some of these must-do restaurants. There are lots of places that you can eat when visiting Universal, but some are definitely better than others, and I want to share with you 4 that I highly recommend whenever you are going to Universal Orlando. First 2 are more quick service type restaurants if you're in the park and you're looking for a quick bite to eat. If you are in Islands of Adventure, I highly recommend checking out Burger Digs. This is a great place to get some burgers and fries and a shake whenever you are at the parks. This is in the Jurassic Park area of the park. There's a great view of the Velocicoaster if you want to eat outside, but it's also a very well detailed building if you want to eat inside. So I highly recommend checking out Burger Digs. Another one of the quick service restaurants are Mel's Diner in Universal Studios. Essentially, it has the same menu as Burger Digs, it's just in Universal Studios, but it's great to get a burger, some fries, and a shake again. They come with meals, and it is very good park food for being theme park food. But as far as sit-down restaurants go, if you are in CityWalk, I highly recommend checking out Cowfish. This is a great place for sushi or burgers. They have amazing shakes as well, so definitely check out Cowfish. And the last place I recommend is in Universal Studios, and that is Finnegan's. It is an Irish-themed bar and pub. They have really great fish and chips. I love the sandwiches that they have. They have a great staff and theming inside of the restaurant. So those are 4 places that I highly recommend checking out if you're looking for a bite to eat at Universal. And the 5th and final thing that you must do when visiting Universal is to see some of the Universal characters that come out throughout the day. There are lots of meet and greets that you can take advantage of whenever you are at Universal. In Islands of Adventure, they have a lot of the Madagascar characters that come out. There's a lot of DreamWorks characters that you can see in Universal Studios. They have the Despicable Me minions and friends that come out. Gru and the girls come out for a little dance party. There's the Secret Life of Pets. SpongeBob and his friends come out. A separate DreamWorks area where you can go and do a lot of meet and greets with some DreamWorks characters. Shrek and Fiona and Donkey. There are so many characters that you can see when you're at Universal. And you'll definitely want to check one out to do some meet and greets whenever you are in the parks. As you can see, there's lots to do at Universal, but these are some of the highlights that I highly recommend checking out whenever you are visiting the parks to really add that Universal flair to your trip. But if you're looking for more tips when planning a trip to Universal, here is a video that shares with you some more details about Universal Orlando. Enjoy your trip to Universal. Let me know what your must-do Universal things are in the comments below, and we will see you in the next video. See you guys!